welcome back to my channel. Hello if you're new here, it's lovely to have you and I hope you choose to stick around and subscribe. It's completely free and entirely up to you. It just means I pop up in your subscription boxes every time I upload a new video. On to today's video, and I thought I'd do a little day in the life. I think I'm going to keep it to one day hopefully, but it may spill over because let's face it, I get so far filming through the day and then kind of just forget about it, which is not the best in terms of editing, but just sometimes have to work with it. Excuse, I've got like the window here, so apologies, but right now the house is an absolute state. I'm tripping over stuff left, right and centre. So today's vlog is very much going to be a get stuff done kind of day. The main reason why there is stuff everywhere is because it was actually my best friend's wedding the other day and I was very lucky to be a bridesmaid. We had an absolutely wonderful time. We got to stay in the beautiful St Audrey's Park rooms there, and yeah, it was absolutely stunning. It was a magical day, so autumnal and just like picturesque, and yeah, we had so much fun. We did take Nelly. At the last minute I was thinking, do I just not bother taking Nelly? But she was so excited to go. We obviously got there early, as in we being like the bride and the bridesmaids, for hair and makeup, which, as a side note, the makeup artist said that my skin was amazing, and I can only put that down to the ordinary serum that I've been using because that's the only thing that I've really like changed up. So yeah, it's definitely not just me that's noticed it. If somebody that works with skin a lot can notice that the skin is actually in good condition, I feel like it is definitely working. But yes, we got there early, had like hair and makeup done, had a little bit of a chill. It was so relaxing in the morning, which I didn't expect, because normally, you know, when you hear about like brides getting ready and bridesmaids, and it's all this like chaotic rush in the morning, but it was so relaxed and really lovely atmosphere. Ash brought Nelly along a little bit later because they could check in from like midday, so there was no point in them getting there any earlier. She actually had a nap on the way, which worked out perfectly and was so worth getting up early at 5 in the morning to make sure that she was awake long enough to need a nap. Yeah, so it was definitely worth it, even if I was absolutely exhausted by the end of the day. But when she woke up and they were just checking in, the lady on reception spoke to Nelly and all hell let loose and she started screaming, which we could hear from where we were getting ready. So I went down, gave her a little cuddle, and could just hear her screaming on and off like as I came back up. And then I was kind of like panicking that she was going to be like this all day, because obviously she was around loads of people that she didn't know. But she surprised me and Ash. To be fair, Ash was like, I think we need to get your mum to come here and take her. I don't think this is going to work. But she settled down, and, you know, during the ceremony, she was so well behaved. I literally like looked across at her at one point and I was like, are you sure this is my daughter? Like, has someone like bashed her over the head or something to keep her quiet, or given her like alcohol? But no, she was just taking in all of the surroundings, everything that was going on. She was on the dance floor all night, which meant me and Ash were on the dance floor all night as well, which, yeah, it was such good fun. There were so many good bangers on the music and I think everybody had a lovely time. But yeah, our room was beautiful. I'll try and insert a photo of our room. Obviously I'm not going to show things about the wedding, but I'll try and show a photo of our view and our room as well, because it was stunning. But we had a little visitor in the night, we think. Now, I know that most like places like that are haunted, and I know there are a lot of ghost stories around that area. It's like on the Quantocks and things. There is a lot of ghost stories going on around that sort of part. But it was like our door opened, and our door did move. Bearing in mind we'd wedged it, but it was just like our door opened, and you could hear footsteps, and then the bed creaked. And it felt like somebody like got into bed with us. It was the most bizarre feeling I think I've ever had. But I couldn't do anything. I couldn't scream, I couldn't move, I couldn't talk to Ash about it, nothing, because Nelly refused to sleep. Well, I say refused to sleep. She started off in her travel cot, managed about an hour and a half, and then was just like, I'm cold, Mum, I want your bed. So she was in between us, so there was no way on earth I was going to wake her up. So I was just sat there like, oh my God, I feel like somebody sat on top of me. It was bizarre. It was so bizarre. But it didn't put us off. We managed to survive the night, and yeah, all was well by the morning. And then from there, we had like breakfast with everybody, and then from there we went to St Audrey's Bay, which I haven't been to in about 29 years, despite the fact it's pretty much on the doorstep, despite the fact I have driven past it so many times on the way to places like Kilve, Lilstock, various places. Yeah, I haven't been back since I went with my granddad, and I mean, my granddad passed away in 1997, so that shows how long ago it was. But yeah, so that was really, really lovely, but my gosh, I forgot how steep it is to get down to the beach, and I'd actually damaged, I say damaged, I think I've pulled either tendons or muscles or something in the back of my knee from dancing. Nothing like major, just from dancing. So I was fine going down, but trying to come back up, I was like, oh my God, I'm in agony. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea, but it was worth it. Nelly had a run across the beach. We took some like photos, mainly of Nelly, which I'll include maybe a couple as I'm talking here. Which yeah, she loved. It was good for her to like run off some energy, run off like steam and everything, because whilst she'd been on her feet, once she woke up from her nap at like 11:30, 11:45, she was awake until I think she went to bed about 10:30, 10:45, something like that. So she was awake a very long time. But she was constantly with us, either being cuddled or obviously she was dancing on the dance floor and things, but she wasn't really like running around as such. She had like maybe 10 minutes of running around in a little family room they had there with like games and books and stuff. Managed to slip over one of the like toys, cried her heart out, had like a little power nap of about 3 minutes, and went off again and was absolutely fine. So it was good for her to run off steam as well, because obviously me and Ash were exhausted, and I didn't want to just come straight home and then it be the like she's into everything and me constantly feeling like I'm saying no. If you're a parent of a toddler, or you have been a parent of a toddler, you'll know exactly what I mean. Yeah, so did that, and obviously got to see the beautiful waterfall. It wasn't as full and free flowing as some of the images because we haven't had rain, so like there wasn't that huge surge that you can see in some of the photos. But actually I think that was quite good because the water that was coming down was clear, whereas I know when you get more of the surges it's like brown murky water, which you know you don't want to stand near. Came home and pretty much just chilled. Ash went out and did some photography in the afternoon. Nelly had a nice long nap, and I just basically sat on the sofa and played Royal Match. I'm not gonna lie, I just didn't want to move. I did put some washing on, like I think I put 2 loads of washing on, and had some lunch and a cup of tea, but other than that I was literally like, I just want to rest my leg because it was agony by this point. The walk back to the car from St Audrey's Bay had killed me. But as a knock-on effect, it kind of meant that we didn't do anything else. Like my suitcase is still in the office with half the stuff still in it. I did yesterday blitz downstairs, and I say blitz, I haven't cleaned, it still needs a major clean, but I did kind of like tidy the areas that were really messy, like the kitchen sides. They just get so messy so quickly. Sorted through all of that, organised the shoe rack thing out by the front door because my sandals were still out there. And in a nice way, I'm not going to wear flip-flops in this weather because it is freezing cold, although I do have a new pair of shoes that I bought from Vinted, which I'll try and remember to show you later. But I haven't actually packed any of that stuff away, so that's all dumped on the stairs. I've kind of done a like, none of this belongs downstairs anymore, but I'll put it on the stairs to take up, and then I've walked past it about 8 times and it hasn't happened. Added to that, the office is an absolute state. Nelly is between sizes at the minute, so there's a few things of the 12 to 18 that she's still in, but the majority I have pulled out now. However, it's just in boxes stacked in the office. There's also empty boxes in there because I didn't know if I needed more boxes. I'd quite like to get like a plastic storage box for it, so I don't really want to put it in the attic until I've got the plastic storage box, but it means I'm tripping over it. Added to that is this big suitcase in the middle plus the travel cot, so I think this morning I'm going to try and tidy that area up, because I have quite a few parcels coming my way. They won't arrive, I don't think, in this video. I'll probably do like a separate video. But Big Boss Toys on TikTok reached 100,000 followers, subscribers, whatever they call it over there. I'm not that cool and hip enough to know. But they reached their goal of that, and so on Sunday they did 100,000 items for £1. It was mystery, you don't know what you're getting. But I did place some orders because they were doing them in like drops. So there was 10 drops. So you could buy from like each drop, obviously a mystery. But for every order that went in, you entered the draw to win so many different gadgets. It could be things like air fryers, tablets, TVs. There was so many like tech. Basically, they had gone to Curry's and spent £10,000 on prizes. Added to that, everyone that bought anything throughout that period, you know, that live, was then entered into a giveaway, which I really didn't want to win, and I'm so glad I didn't win, because it was to go to Disneyland, Florida, which I know it sounds really weird for me to say that I don't want to go, but it's never been my type of thing. As a child, I didn't really get into watching all of the Disney films. I watched maybe like 2 or 3 and that was about it. Added to which, Ash hasn't got a passport. I'm not going on my own. Nelly hasn't got a passport, and to be honest, I don't think she's of the right age where it'd be worth taking her. So I was like praying that I didn't win, and obviously thankfully I didn't. I don't think I've won any of the main prizes. I missed the live that announced who was winning or who was winning what, so you know, it could be a surprise when something turns up, but I very much doubt it. At some point I am going to have a load of boxes come in, so I think I'm going to try and clear space in the office for that, so that I can just film one video of unboxing it all, kind of thing. Added to that, I have started painting the downstairs toilet. I've done 1 coat of the blue that we're going for, but it's obviously very, very patchy, so I'm going to need to do at least 2 more coats, I think. But the effort and the thought of doing it, like, is really putting me off. It's the smallest room in the house, which I think makes it difficult in itself, because you can't really put like steps and ladders in. Like when you paint one wall, you're almost touching the other. It's a whole thing. So I've been putting it off, but maybe tomorrow I'll do it, or maybe next week, I don't know. But yeah, I just need to crack on and do it, basically. I have been selling quite a lot on Vinted ever since I uploaded the stuff from my wardrobe declutters, which I've still got some stuff to upload, but the majority is up. But ever since I've done that, like, it's been going okay. I've sold quite a bit. I've also sold on eBay. I've actually reached the threshold on eBay, so now I've got to send off all my personal details so that they can tell HMRC. I know, like, I'm not going to have to pay anything, so I'm not panicking in that sense. But it's just like another thing to do, because I can't remember what my national insurance number is, and so that's like another thing that I've just got to pull out. But I'm so pleased that I'm decluttering and getting rid of stuff, and it's kind of spurred me on to declutter more little areas and see if there's anything else that I don't really need, if that makes sense. I mean, there's a lot that I probably don't need, but yeah, so it's kind of spurring me on to do things like that as well, which, you know, is really nice. We haven't had date night this week. We did have a very nice Indian curry last week, which was beautiful. I think we're going to do date night next week, but I am actually using a lot of the like things that I sell, the money, towards the date nights, which is kind of spurring me on a little bit more, because I want to go and do something fun with Ash. So yeah, definitely as a tip, have a goal. Don't just do it because you want to do it. Have a goal of what you want to use that money for, be it savings, be it buy things to put in a capsule wardrobe, be it whatever. It definitely spurs you on to push your sales more. I have been a little bit slack recently on filming. I probably should be filming loads more. I've missed several upload dates, and there's only really one main cause for that, and that is lack of space on my phone. I don't understand why I've got such a lack of space, but my phone just is not working, because it just comes up constantly there's no space. And it's not photos, it's not videos, because they're all on an external memory card that's also in my phone. It says it's apps, but I haven't got that many apps on my phone. I've cleared the cache, I've cleared whatever else I can, I've disabled things that I don't use on there, and yeah, it's just constantly, you need more space. Which, if you don't know, I edit on my phone, so it kind of stops me from editing because I can't save anything. And then I'm having to delete like apps I use so that I can save the video, transfer it onto the memory card, then re-download the apps, and it's just a whole thing. And where we've been so busy recently doing various bits and pieces, I just haven't had the time. So then I've missed upload dates, and it's just been a little bit chaotic. Like, I've only got one video which I need to edit today and tomorrow to put up tomorrow evening, and then there's this video that I'm filming, whereas normally I've got a little bit of a bank of things, so that's giving me a little bit of panic. I've just got no space. So if anyone's got any ideas of how I can create more space on my phone, I'm presuming it is because of how old my phone is now and how many updates it's done. Maybe like the system updates have meant that there's not enough storage. I don't really know. I don't know how it works. I'm not a technical person, but if anyone has any tips of how I can create more storage on my phone, that would be amazing. Yeah, you will see in this video that Nelly is very much a child now, which, yeah, we really noticed at the wedding. Like, she looked like such a grown-up little girl. She is very forceful with what she wants. She's very vocal, and yeah, she's just a lovely, adorable little girl. I know I'm biased. She's so adorable. But yeah, I think you'll probably notice a lot of changes in her since me filming a few weeks ago, because I mean, it has been a few weeks ago. I don't think I've picked up the camera for maybe like 3 weeks, something like that. But yeah, she's reaching so many milestones. She's doing so much. She's into everything. That's my only issue. She's also got way more energy to burn. She's sleeping relatively good. I think if Ash watched this, he'd be like, no. Because last night she was an hour and a half late going to bed because she just would not settle, which she did in the end. I think she settled at like 9:45, which was so annoying because we really wanted to watch Traitors. On the whole, like, she's a little angel, just doing classic toddler stuff, I guess. But yeah, I couldn't be more proud of how she was at the wedding, and just what a lovely little polite girl she's turning into. Anyway, that is obviously the longest intro going. I think my washing machine's even finished as well during that time, which, you know, was not the plan, but that's brought you up to speed with a few things. And yeah, let's get cracking. So I'm going to put on my very cozy bridal, bridesmaid, whatever you want to call them, slippers. Apparently these were from Temu, but honest to God, they're so comfy. I might just order another pair when they've like given up, kind of thing, because they're so comfy. I've pretty much lived in them for the last few days since I got them, basically, since I was given them. Yeah, let's get cracking on the office. Right, prepare yourself, because I'm going to flip the camera around. It doesn't look too bad to start with, but yeah, it's a bit chaotic. I can't show too much of the desk because there's a load of paperwork that needs to be filed. But yeah, it's not the best. And like I say, my suitcase is still down here as well, which somewhere in there is my pill as well. I've had to start another packet because I was just too lazy to come up and get it. My trick to getting anything done quickly is to find a good playlist on Spotify. I think I'm going to go for Bongo Bingo.
Have you heard? Sky and Netflix is just £15 a month, which means you can escape to...
I ain't afraid of the dark, 'cause once you let the light in, you won't see the beautiful stars shining down from afar. No, I ain't afraid of the dark. I don't mind the rain, bringing life back. can breathe again when dealing with the pain. No, I don't mind the rain. And ooh, that's the way it goes. Life will teach you what you need to know. And ooh, like a river flows, life will take you where you need to go. Getting old don't bother me, 'cause with eyes that's been through life, it's so much easier to see who I am and who I wanna be. No, getting old don't bother me. Truth can be a bitter pill, but it'll do you right and set you free the way a lie never will. Like climbing up the steepest hill, but truth can be a bitter pill. And ooh, that's the way it goes. Life will teach you what you need to know. And ooh, like the river flows, life will take you where you need to go. That's the way it goes. Life will teach you what you need to know. Ooh, like a river flows, life will take you where you need to go. And ooh, that's the way it goes. Life will teach you what you need to know. And ooh, like a river flows, life will.
Right, well, it's not going to look hugely different in a sense, but I can at least walk into it. There is unfortunately a bit out there that I need to sort out. A lot of it's like empty boxes. There's a bag of rubbish, there's some bags of bags, because Ash is obsessed with bags. I swear we buy a bag everywhere we go, and by bag I mean like bag for life, not nice posh bag. A couple bits go in the attic. Obviously I mentioned earlier I can't put Nellie's clothes up yet because there's still some more, and I want to get a nice plastic box. I'm fed up of taking like the little cardboard boxes upstairs because it just doesn't work, and then there's stuff everywhere. I'd rather organise as I go from now on. So yeah, I need to go and get a plastic box at some point, but I don't think that's going to be today somehow. I think if I spend any money today, Ash will probably cry. But anyway, I'll flip the camera around and show you. So yeah, it's looking a little bit better. I mean, you can walk on the floor, it needs a hoover, and that's like the desk as clear as it ever is. What I've actually done, if you don't know, Ash has a small business called Squadron FX, and so I've now put all the stock in there. We've got some more little bits in there. What else can I show you without giving away anything? Like envelopes and stuff in there, paperwork there. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I've got a bit of a sweat on. The heating's decided to come on, but I didn't think it was that cold. So I'm going to go and turn the heating off in a minute because I've literally got like a sweaty face, as you can see, under boob sweat, the lot. I've literally just put pizza on for Nellie's lunch. I need to go and make my lunch, and I need to take that bag of rubbish downstairs. My hope is then I can do those bits while Nellie naps, because it is nearly her nap time. Her nap time is at 1:30 and it is 12:25. So by the time she's had her pizza and I've had my lunch, then we come upstairs, like we'll be pretty good going for her nap time. So I feel good about that. I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to put anything on Vinted. That's my only issue, because I've got a few bits that I have to get done work-wise in her lunch break, but we shall see. That's felt like a little productive hour. Nellie's been enjoying playing with her toys. She has managed to get her arm out of her t-shirt, but like upwards, so she's now got like a bias cut t-shirt. what it looks like, so that was quite funny to see. It is now a lot later from when I filmed that last clip, and I've actually been doing some work on the computer, which took a lot longer than I thought it was going to, but I'm feeling good, I'm feeling refreshed and productive. However, I forgot to put the stew on in the slow cooker this morning, so we have no tea, because obviously I only buy the ingredients of what's in our food meal plan, and yeah, the stew's not on, which is always good, but never mind, we'll work something out. We'll either get a takeaway or go to the shop or something. I'm at a puff because I've just ran back up the stairs. Nellie has not long woken up from her nap. She's currently playing in her room, so you'll probably hear her in the background. Ash is on his way home, but there's been an accident trying to get off the motorway, so I don't quite know what time he's going to be home. It depends whether they close the junction and he's got to go, like, carry on going up or not, I don't know. What else? I think that's everything that's happened. But yeah, I have been doing some behind the scenes bits as always. I really need to go through my emails at some point, but that is not happening today. I did get a notification to say that one of my Big Boss Toys orders has been dispatched, so hopefully they will start arriving very, very soon. I don't actually know how many I ordered. I wonder if I can see. That's all I keep getting. Like, literally all I keep getting, and it's driving me absolutely balmy. I did want to actually talk to you about a book series that I have just finished reading. It's actually the series, I think in one of my previous vlogs I said I was waiting for one of the books so I could carry on reading it. Just couldn't work out what it was called. It's on my Vinted because I don't keep the books. Once I've read them, I try and sell them on. So it was by Rosie Archer, and I believe it was called something like the Bomb Girl series, something like that. And it had books called The Munitions Girls, The Canary Girls, The Factory Girls, and The Gunpowder and Glory Girls. Obviously set in World War II because, you know, it's me. And I was really, really enjoying it. I was really into it. The first book I think I read within like 24, 48 hours, something like that. Like, it was so quick. I absolutely adored it. Couldn't wait to read the others once they arrived. The Canary, so that was The Munitions Girls, I think, was the first one. The Canary Girls was the second book, I believe. And again, really, really loved it. And it was nice because it was told from the perspective of a different character within like a friendship group. So that was really, really good. But the ending on one of them, I can't remember which one, if it was the Canary Girls or the Factory Girls, but my God, I was sobbing my heart out in the kitchen. Like, that's how much I got into this book. Like, I was absolutely sobbing at the ending of this book, to the point I think you would have probably thought I had been cutting onions. Like, I was crying that much. And yeah, it was such a good book, and I thought, oh, I can't wait. So I started obviously on, I'm not crying now, by the way, my eyes just saw. Yeah, so I was really looking forward to like this series and keeping it on, and it's one of those things where you kind of think, I wish they just kept coming out with new books, you know. But it was a 4-part series and done and dusted, I guess. So I started on the last book of that series, which was the Gunpowder and Glory Girls, and I think it was the Gunpowder and Glory Girls, I think, anyway. And there was like an issue with the book, I would say. So obviously with historical fiction, a lot of authors have the help of people like research at the Imperial War Museum. Wherever books set, there's usually like some historians that have helped them out getting facts and things right. And there was one thing that just like straight away I was just like, well, that's not right. And it was on about this character in the book reading different books and things that were left, and they were doing like a book share kind of thing from one character to another, kind, you know. I'm not explaining this very well, am I? And all of a sudden, it said, try this book next, as in like one character to another. Try this book next. I think you'll really rate it. And then I read the book title, and it was Fortress Malta by James Holland. Now, bearing in mind, this book is set in 1944, as in the one I'm reading. The book that they recommended within the story came out in 2003. And I know it did because James Holland is one of my favourite, like, historians, authors of that kind of thing. Like, I've read Fortress Malta so many times. And I was just like, what a huge error. Like, there was other books mentioned within the story, like when they were sharing books and stuff. And now I wonder if those books were more modern ones as well. Yeah, I was so disappointed. And then from that moment on, but considering I was about halfway through the book, I just switched off and I was like, you know what? I don't really want to read this series anymore. Like, that's done it for me. Which is such a shame because Rosie Archer is such a great writer. I really like her writing style. I like the way she describes characters and things. But I just thought, what a huge error. Anyway, I am reading another book by her. I'll try and put an image on screen because I can't actually remember what it's called. I'm not really getting into it in the same way, and I don't know if it's because I was so annoyed at the error in that other book. I know it's obviously like fiction, but I was just like, I like my fiction to be somewhat true. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to mention wartime events, be it a bombing raid, be it things to do with like munitions factories, whatever, at least make sure that the information is correct on that score. It doesn't matter about anything else, but things that have a date to them, at least make sure they're right with it, like the correct date, the time, whatever. But yeah, in a nice way, James Holland wasn't even born during the Second World War, let alone writing. So yeah, to say it was like a real highs and lows moment because I was so crying and upset and whatnot with the other book, and then this one I was so angry, and Ash was laughing at me so much because I was like, do you know what, I'm just so angry, and I kept coming out and saying it. I was like, I'm so angry, I've been like led up the garden path and then it's been ruined, you know. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention it because it did make me laugh, but I'll try and remember to leave on screen what I'm reading now, but it is by the same author because I thought I'm just going to get all her books out of the way, see if there's any more errors. But yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to do for tea. Like I say, I suppose I better go downstairs. I was going to put the Halloween decorations up today, but I think I'm going to do that maybe tomorrow, maybe do another vlog, like a separate one, because obviously I have rambled a lot in this one. We were hoping to go for a walk, and then I remembered that Ash was meant to have a mechanic come to look at the car again. So I don't know if I'm going to get to go on the walk or if the mechanic has been cancelled. I'm not 100% sure what's going on. Yeah, I'll probably show you the tea that we end up having. What's this in my teeth? I got food in my teeth. That's never good. Yeah, and then go from there really. One thing I will say whilst I'm in a chatty mood, there will also be maybe a weekend vlog, maybe just a couple split vlogs, I don't know. But Saturday is carnival night, so yeah, I am really looking forward to it. It's not the main carnival that we go to, but it's one that we've always enjoyed, so we're going to go along and I'm going to have a kebab, which I'm very excited about. Sorry if you don't like kebabs, but oh, it's like my carnival treat. And I'm really looking forward to Nelly seeing the floats as well, because obviously last year she was in the carrier for a little bit, I think, and then I'm pretty sure at this particular one she fell asleep just as the float started coming down the road. Yeah, so I'm going to try and do a little vlog to do with that, although I don't know what it will come out like because I can't feature the music obviously because I'll be copyrighted straight away. So I need to work out how I'm going to do that. But there will be another carnival vlog in a few weeks' time. And then on Sunday, we are doing something that we've never done before, and that is going to a pumpkin farm. Obviously, it's like all the rage now, and I wanted to do it last year, but the weather was just horrendous, and I didn't particularly want to slip over whilst carrying Nelly because she was a baby and she wasn't walking and things. So yeah, I'm really, really excited. So I'm going to hopefully do a little vlog of that as well, if I can, if it's not too busy. But yeah, so they will be coming your way at some point. I feel like I'm just filming every day at the minute, which obviously is a bit like Vlogmas in a sense, which I'm still planning on doing. But I think, let me turn this off because I'm just wasting electric here. I think I'm going to be making some changes. Oh, I've gone all funny colour now that the screen's going off. But yeah, I think I'm going to be making some changes on this channel. I have touched on it before, but as Nelly gets older, obviously I'm going to show her less, just because I need to respect her privacy. And my biggest worry is that she'd ever get recognised out and about without me. That is my biggest worry. You know, it might not be that she's on her own. Obviously there's a long time before she goes out on her own, but even just with other family members, like, it's such a scary world out there. So I'm definitely starting to limit what I share. It doesn't mean I'm going to stop sharing everything, but yeah, I'm definitely toning it down that little bit. And yeah, so there's going to be a slight change of direction. I follow a lady called, what's she called? I think it's called Through Lucy's Lens. I'm sure it's called Through Lucy's Lens. And she is a social historian who makes these videos that just, I'm always like enthralled by them. I just have to, trying to find my like history to see what she was called. Through Lucy's Lens it's called. She's, I presume, from Brum. She certainly sounds like she's from Brum. And the way she just like does her videos, I really, really like it. So I think I'm getting a bit of inspiration from that. And also, let me get this other lady's channel right. I absolutely adore Real Vintage Doll's House. I don't watch all of her videos because some of them just, they don't appeal to me and they're not correct for the life that I lead right now. But again, the style of just doing a voiceover whilst doing stuff, like, it really appeals to me. So I think I'm gonna maybe go in more of that direction, who knows, because I've really enjoyed doing the storytelling side of like the days out and things we've done. Like, I've really enjoyed putting it all together. I think I just need to plan it that little bit better so I get the clips that I need and I get the information I need. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna try and do that going forward. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to head downstairs now and I'll take you on the rest of the evening, whatever we do. Mummy! Baby Shark?
No.
I don't think Daddy wants to sing Baby Shark, darling. How's it go? She's not going to do it now.
Get your hands out of the pockets then.
Well, I was going to ask you if you enjoyed your dance floor antics. Your mum can't believe that you were on the dance floor most of the night.
I know, not me. Yeah, it's alright.
Good. Oh, there's loads of midges. A non-coop.
Sorry, I gotta keep my eyes on the road.
What, in case she goes in the water?
Yeah. With that.
What's that? You watch bike come around now.
What's that, Baba? Whee!
Nelly, say we. Over. What did we decide on tea? Yeah, there's a few chins, isn't there? My
Yeah.
tripod's upstairs.
Yeah.
They got new ones though, look.
Yeah, you've already had your tea.
You've had your tea. We're having Chinese.
We got a Chinese.
And a lot of it as well. Come on.
What do you mean?
What's in your fortune? Oh, I can see mine. Mine's already been crushed. I always think Freaky Friday, but you haven't watched Freaky Friday, have you?
No.
Mine says, life is a beautiful journey. What's yours say? Yeah, the other side's in Chinese.
Mine says you were in control.
Does it actually?
Yeah.
Fair play, but you're not in control.
I could do.
I
With
wear the trousers.
Like I could do with a ... if it would like to tell me what I'm in control of, but I'm in control.
Yes, I know. Just want you to get a message to him, that's all.
Yay! Kick it! Yay! It is now nearly 9 o'clock and we are now... Oh, the shower's still on, that's beautiful. But yeah, it is now the chaotic part of the day. I tried to shut the curtains. Where it is Nellie's bath time, so I need to start running that. Tea was lovely, but I don't have Chinese very often, and I know why, because it doesn't make me feel the best. But never mind, eh? Still using the Child's Farm baby range. I just kind of think, why change something that works? I don't even know if you can hear more above the water, to be fair. But let's go on with bath time, getting her ready for bed. Her milk and her bedroom is pretty much ready. She just needs to choose a book. She'll be coming up in a minute anyway to do that. And I've got a little bit of washing to pack away whilst the bath runs.
I was just a kid when I met you, honey. Working on my daydreams. Down bed wishing you'd come and save me. If only I'd have a time machine back then, I'd see us dancing in the kitchen night. No one thought we could ever.
Go then, jump, 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 jump. Jump, jump, jump.
Big Monkey was very cross. "You naughty little monkey," he shouted. "Go up to your bed now." Little Monkey climbed up to his bed. He started to cry. Big Monkey went up to Little Monkey. "You don't love me," Little Monkey sobbed.